Hello dear students, I wish you all are fit and fine, and I also wish that you are staying at home by keeping the self-distancing too here. Now the self-distancing is the basic key to get a healthy life, because health is our own one of the basic thing which we need everywhere, every time, and it is actually a lifeline of our whole lifespan. So apart from that, if you talk about health is wealth, that also is a proverb that you have heard about many times, and that is actually true too here. If you talk about, it's true also, because if you are unhealthy, you'll be not focusing over the studies. If you're unhealthy, you'll be not focusing of your work. If you're unhealthy, you'll not do your homework. So stay healthy, live young, and eat fresh food, and try to maintain the discipline and distance from the other people, which will also make your life better and your health too better. So apart from that, today's lecture is all about the topics. So I welcome you in this online session of the class 8, Arrival of the European in India, lesson number 1. So this textbook you might have got with you, and you can be seeing also on the textbook where it is describing all the basic things. And I also mentioned you in my previous lecture that what was the reason of the Britishers to come in India, why they came in India actually, then how they dealt with the Indian people, what was the strategy behind establishing the colonies, and also in which grade of category they were dealing with the Indian people, means how they were trying to deal with the Indian people, and also how they were trying to make every kind of thing possible in their own control. So if you move further here, today's topic is all about the Battle of Buxar. But before starting the topic, I need to start or I need to just discuss on a very simple and a very basic example which I have discussed in the earlier previous lecture. So as you know that we studied Plassey battle in the earlier lecture, that you need to understand. Now what was there in the Plassey battle of Plassey? That actually it was the battle which was generally failed. If I talk about the battle of Plassey, which was also somehow dealt by the army group of Sir Siraj ud-Dawla, but it was failed because there were some of the reasons. As I have said you, he is one of the main superintendent general, or we can say that head commander general, Mir Jafar, was coaxed by the Britishers, and Britishers means a captain of the British Navy, or we can say British Army, that was Robert Clive coaxed. Now the meaning of coax is actually when you are trying to give any person the greed of post, the greed of power, and the greed of money also, and you try to make that person to work and talk on behalf of you, whether it's on the basis of post, power, money. It means that when you're offering him some bribe means रिश्वत, मतलब किसी को रिश्वत देकर उसको अपने साइड कर लेना है, किसी भी चीज़ का लालच देकर. इट्स लाइक चाहे उसको बता दो आई विल मेक यू किंग, तुम मेरा साथ दो, या फिर आई विल गिव यू द पावर, तुम मेरा साथ दो, तुम्हारे किंग को हम हराते हैं. सो इन दिस केस ऑफ कैटेगरी actually Robert Clive coaxed Mir Jafar by giving some of the greediness of the post, power, and the empire. So the battle of Plassey was somehow loosed out, if I talk about the general theory. But what about the battle of Buxar? Let's talk about the battle of Buxar. But before starting, let's understand what is the meaning of Plassey. You need to understand actually what is the meaning of Plassey here. Now my dear students, this thing is written in the textbook also, but sometimes we don't see that, sometimes we don't highlight that kind of things. So I would like to make you recognizing that thing here. So on the page number 5, you can focus things to know. On the page number 5, my dear, on the page number 5, you can focus things to know. In that things to know, it is written there, do you know why the name Plassey was given? What is the meaning of Plassey? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Do you know? It is given in the page, but I will dictate you by this virtual medium of the classes. So actually it means that a tree which is also named in the Gujarati like khakras tree. Okay, the khakras leaves you are using to ripen the mangoes and all, तो actually उसका trees होता है. So we need to understand the Plassey means that the original name of Plassey is the tree. Okay, means the palash. the khakras tree. So the following, or we can say that the flowers of the palash, that is palash tree, is also somehow are in the saffron in the color. Which color? In the saffron. As you can see that our tricolor flag is also having the topmost color is the saffron. It's not the orange color. Saffron, white for the peace, blue for the chakra, that is dharma chakra, ashok chakra also you can say that, and downside is the green for the granary of the nation, means for the farmers, dedication towards the farmers. So that is also given there, and that's how we can say that saffron in the color are used in the making color for the holy too, इसलिए शायद इसका नाम प्लासी रखा गया था. That you need to understand. Apart from that, if you go more further, that today's topic is related to the Battle of Buxar. So let's go with the Battle of Buxar. Now there are some promises, as I have mentioned you before. This part is the ending part of this chapter. After this, we'll start the new chapter. So my dear students, here we need to understand that the promise of the East India Company was somehow fulfilled or not fulfilled to here. Let's talk about the promises here. So they appointed as per the promise to the Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal. So who was the Nawab of Bengal before the Mir Jafar? That was Sir Sirajud-Dowlah. That you need to remember. Means before the Mir Jafar, the Nawab of Bengal was Sir Sirajud-Dowlah. That I am just mentioning you here, that you need to understand. Bengal's Nawab. Okay, now here it will go with the first category, that is Sir Siraj-ud-Dowlah. Sir Siraj-ud-Dowlah. And then who came after him? Now he was defeated and murdered. He was defeated and assassinated. Now who came after him? So that was the person who betrayed him. Betrayed means जिसने उसके साथ धोखा किया था. He was from his own army group. His name was, see here my dear students, his name was Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar. Now he became the Bengal's Nawab. So Mir Jafar was the Bengal's Nawab. Now everything was handled by Mir Jafar, but then also he was a very greedy person, as you know that. So he was also about to remove, that we'll study in some other lecture. But today's lecture is still here only. So let me explain you the lecture. So what is happening here? Robert Clive went back to England. He got the award too here by doing this kinds of dirty game which he played in the India. And also if you talk about the England, with the passage of time, means with the 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, Mir Jafar became hostile towards the Britishers. Hostile means he was now under full control of the Britishers. He was not having furthermore any powers, neither he was having any kind of ruling capacity. He was just used as a machine, money machine by the Britishers. So somehow if you talk about, the company decided after some time, when Mir Jafar was not giving so much amount of money to the company, so the company thought that let's change this person and let's make another person to the Nawab of Bengal. So the company somehow decided to replace his son-in-law. Now who was his son-in-law? Let's take the name of here. Mir Qasim was the son-in-law of the Mir Jafar. Mir Qasim. Now after the Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim became the Nawab of Bengal. But Mir Qasim was more ambitious than to the Britishers towards his own thought of belief. He was supporting the people also internally. And as you know that a person who is supporting the people apart from the Britishers or against the Britishers will be not accepted by the Britishers. So that was a term where Mir Qasim will be also, or he was also about to be transferred from that post. Let's read it out here. So Mir Qasim was an effective person, if I talk about in the discipline, as we know that, and he was clever ruler too. He was working with his mind. He was always working with his mind. And therefore here if we talk about the problems of the Mir Qasim was an effective person and he was thinking for the nation first of all. So the company could not remain the relationship between Mir Qasim. And what happened? There was a confliction between them. So let's know about that confliction. As I said you, Mir Qasim. Now see here what happened. Okay, Mir Qasim, on an account of non-payment, he started some of the rules and regulations that we will not pay that much amount, as much amount as the Britishers needing here. And therefore of the taxes which he was not paying here, which was ultimately brought both the forces face together each other, means Mir Qasim also and the East India Company too here. So in the 1763, remember the date, this date my students here, 17 in the year 1763, what happened? There was a drastic change. If I talk about in the 1763, Mir Qasim was somehow defeated. If I talk about, he was defeated by the company, but if I talk about, but he escaped as he was about to captured by them. He escaped from there, and what happened? Now he went to meet some other people to start up the plan of the battle. Now here he recognized his own army. Now in the 1763 he had a battle with the Britishers. He made his own army. He ran from there. He escaped. वो बच के भाग गया. And therefore he established his own army. And along with the defeated by the company's rules and regulations, he was knowing that how to tackle the company, because once he had the encounter with the company, एक बार उसकी मुलाकात कंपनी के रूलर्स बैटल फील्ड में हो गई थी, तो उसको पता था that what is the strategy to rule over the company. So he made his own army, and somehow we can say that his army along with the forces of Nawab of Awadh also, or we can say Nawab Oud, then Nawab like Sir Siraj-ud-Dawla's Mughal other people, then Mughal emperor and Turkish kings also. He made his own army group like Shah Alam too. Everybody supported him, and later what happened? They combined the forces, means the Nawab of Awadh, the Mughals, okay, the army of Siraj-ud-Dawla, which was left out there without Siraj-ud-Dawla, and many more other kings supported him. So he made his own army, went for the battle, but there was something wrong, and the battle which he went was also known as Battle of Buxar, 1764. Please remember this date, my dear students. This will make your mark generate inside the examination, and also this will make you to become very, very attentive towards the paper question answers whenever you are going to answer your questions. So here in the 1764, the British East India Company, if I talk about, won the war against this trio, means this all the group here, which was also led by Mir Qasim. And furthermore, they had a new rule. Now every time, if I talk about, every time whenever the Britishers won the battle, they had their own profit. So if I talk about, okay, and the suddenly Bengal, Awadh, if I talk about, Awadh means which is also known as Lucknow today, and other provinces also were captured by the Britishers. So Bengal, then Awadh, then Mughal emperor was under the control of the Britishers, because they all went for the battle, and now they all are defeated, and now they all are in the control of the Britishers here. So now what happened? In the East India Company, trading company became more powerful, and as we go further, they emerged as the politically subcontinental party of the India also, means the British company, after defeating every kind of kings and queens and their battleship in the Battle of Buxar and the Battle of Plassey, now they won every battle, and they thought that now we can rule very freely and very in a level of a maestro also. So that is the condition which I am actually trying to teach you here, that in this lesson part, first arrival of the Europeans, now we can say that along with the European, Britishers, Dutch, Francis, everybody tried to conquer India, in which we can say Britishers were coming over the number one from the Europe group of the countries. So this is lecture all about the Battle of Buxar, and also I made you to understand Battle of Plassey in the recap. Now we'll be meeting in the other some lecture of the second lesson. So always watch this channel of Shanti Niketan, and also do subscribe the channel, because if you'll subscribe the channel, you will get daily update of our lecture, whether it's of maths, science, Hindi, English, Gujarati, Sanskrit, whatever is there, you will get the daily update. And every video should be watched by you in the part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. So student, till then you can take care and keep self-distancing, once again I am telling you, and also maintain discipline while you are studying to focus. So this was lecture all about here. You can take care and revise by yourself.